welcome to another Bello's Designs video tutorial. This is Linda, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this card, making a scene. So you're going to be using alcohol ink to create a backdrop, focusing on trying to create that scene, and then using Lavinia Stamps to complete it and make it look absolutely magical. And so if you're ready and you're getting your supplies together, let's start and have some fun. Remember, you're going to experiment, so let's go.
Hello, welcome back, and this is going to be part of the alcohol ink series. So what I'm going to show you right now are just some basic tools that you can use for creating alcohol ink backdrops. One of the things that a lot of people like is this manual air pressure thing, pushes the air around. Okay. I like to put alcohol, rubbing alcohol into a spray bottle so you can get different effects with drops. You don't always have to use alcohol blending solution, but it can give you different effects. Of course, you'll need alcohol inks. You can get them from Altenew or Ranger has them. All different kinds of brands, even Copic markers. The reason why is because when you have something like a alcohol ink marker, you're going to need to refill the ink when it dries up, and that's what these are. These are the inks that you use to refill your markers with. Okay. Straw, really great. Don't get just any ordinary straw. I thought maybe you could get away with these reusable straws. It depends on the kind of reusable straw it is, what it's made out of. So far for me, this plastic cheap straw is the best one I can get. The biggest problem is that the plastic reusable straws, they hold on to the water vapor from your breath, and so then what happens is after just 2 times using it, you go to blow on it again, you blow all of this water onto your work. You don't want that. So until you find something better, I'd say just stick with the cheapest thing you can find for a straw. Q-tips, these are pointed Q-tips. Okay. I like the pointed Q-tips, obviously, because you can do more detailed work. You don't need these necessarily, but they're great if you're trying to clean up some of your work. So you can have that. That's great. And of course, like something like paper towels and, like something like this to work on. You don't care if it gets stained or not. This is what I like to use. And then if you're making a card, like I always like to do, I use A2 size, but you can use any size. I usually use a black matte, which is 1/8 of an inch smaller than the base, card base, and 1/8 of an inch larger than your card front. And then of course UPO paper, which is slick. There's also plastic. It's called craft plastic. You can use alcohol inks on anything that's non-porous. If you use it on anything that's porous, it's just going to soak in. You're not going to get the same results, but maybe that's something you're going for. But for what I'm going to be teaching, I'm going to be doing it all on UPO paper. And so ready to get started, let's jump into the first workshop or video tutorial. All right. Okay, so we're going to be doing a kind of drip method I like to use. And I'm going to start with the Altenew's Winter Lake. And no matter how hard you try, you can never get 2 scenes exactly the same. So my goal is to create a kind of rift or torn section in the page. And I'm going to let the ink just play. So I'm going to put down 1 drop because this is more concentrated color, and then I'm going to put down a couple alcohol ink drops in the middle and let it kind of play with itself. See what it's doing? I don't know if it was behaving for you or not. And I'll show you what happens when you add alcohol or alcohol blending solution. see about zooming in here for you. Yeah, it's better. Okay. So I'm gonna just put some rubbing alcohol there. Wherever the alcohol ink went, it really lightened it up. Okay, now I'm going to add yellow. Letting the color play. You can use air tool to manipulate your ink. When the blue and the yellow mix together, they make that green, which is so cool. And from here on, I'm going to add some music for you to hear while I do this, and I'm going to speed up the film. Remember, play. Now, if you can see what I'm doing here, I'm trying to make a scene by opening up doorways or passages. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but this is kind of the mentality I'm taking, and I'm letting the ink talk to me. And as I see things starting to form, as the ink condenses into deeper, darker lines here, then I can start to let my imagination take over as to what I might add and where, whether it be a flower maybe popping out here like it's growing out of this hole or something. You just let your imagination go and have a lot of fun with it. This right here for me, it's subtracting from this cool scene. It needs to be developed more. So I'm going to spray some alcohol in hopes to break it up. But you never know what kind of reaction you're going to get. So your eyes going to the darkest, largest section, wanting it to be more up here for now at least. So I'm going to keep working this with rubbing alcohol to lighten it up and push the ink in new directions. And as you're working with it, ask yourself, what do I see? Do I see a butterfly? Do I see a tree? Do I see a mountain? See how it's making that perfect circle? I'm just not doing anything. I'm letting it go on its own. And you found a portal. How cool would that be, right? I love that. I don't want to ruin that. If you get to a point, it's so easy to keep playing and overwork what you've done. I've done that lots of times, and it's never going to come out how you imagine in your head. It could come out a whole lot better, or you could be like, well, okay, what did I just do? This is a mess. But I really like this. I want to lighten it up some more over here. That way I can continue to keep this focal point. Okay, now it might look a little different to you, I don't know, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the fine details. So I'm going to grab my Q-tip alcohol. You can put the alcohol straight on the Q-tip if you want to. You can put it on the paper if you want to. If you need more control, you might want it on the Q-tip. But if you want to create shapes or emphasis in certain areas, you might need to take away or lighten up other areas. So you can watch as I do this and I create different forms. You can even take the tip when it's saturated with ink, and you can kind of, dab and create shapes that way by adding ink back on. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you watch as I do this and experiment, because every time it's different, like I said. I've decided to use my Altenew marker, and this color is R437 Cosmic Berry. These pens are awesome. You do have a tip that went in like that, and then you have the brush like that. And I think I'm going to use the brush because it's a finer tip, but I might switch. So my other Altenew ink pen, this one is Y207. I'm going to go with the pointy nib. because it's finer detail. So. Now, some of you might really like this one, and some of you might like this one better. I like this one better. It has more breathing room, and you can really see your stamps better. But this has its magical qualities too. You could do this some more if you want to. You could lighten it up. But I wanted you to see the difference. This is exactly 2 drops of ink. 1 drop of the blue, 1 drop of the yellow. And then I went in and added color with the Q-tips and took away color with the Q-tips. This one, as you know, I had a lot more ink involved. And so unless I blot it, which I didn't, you're going to have a lot of concentration of ink. Also, it's going to be sticky where you have that high concentration of the ink. And you can go over those areas with gold, which is really fun. So, and on this one I put just a few things of tendrils, not too much. I even made a makeshift plant over here using the Q-tip. So, as you can see, they're completely different, and yet you can use the same techniques, and every single time it's never going to be the same. So experiment, have fun. If you're afraid of messing up, just do it on a piece of scrap Yupo until you feel comfortable, and then have at it and play. And if you feel like you've messed up, don't worry about it. You can wipe it off with rubbing alcohol and start fresh, or you can even turn to the back side. Okay? All right. Hey, thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.